Hey, what's going on, Podcast Nation? It is Jason Harris here, and thank you for joining me in another episode of Strategy with Jason. Today, I get to talk about anything and everything I want to talk when it comes to Digital Dealer Tampa. Why? Because it's right around the corner, and I am so excited to get down to Florida and get some bloody sun. It's been 4 months since I've seen the sun, and I'm excited to come see it. But with me today, I have an amazing guest. I have the one, the only, the oh-so-infamous Tom Kline. Tom, what's up?
Great to be here. That's quite an introduction. Thanks, Jason.
Of course, man. Anytime. Hey, you know what? I always enjoy jamming with you, Tom. I think we always have a lot of fun when we talk.
That's what it's about. A little learning, a little bit of fun.
Hey, you know what? I'm excited for Digital Dealer. A couple of reasons. I've always been impressed with the way that they put their sessions together. You know, I think they do a great job of bringing dealers, vendors, and OEM speakers all into one place. I mean, when you look at the roster of speakers at Digital Dealer, I'm like, wow. I mean, there are some powerhouses, you know, having sessions or speaking at keynotes or whatnot during this event. I mean, I counted almost 90 speakers at this event.
It's a lot.
That is an obscene amount of knowledge. And that's actually kind of why I'm excited for your session, because I think you have two sessions, but, you know, the one in particular, you just got some cool panels that you're doing, right? So I'm excited to kind of deep dive into that. But before we get into that, I love kicking off all of our conversations, a little origin story, because I'm always fascinated. So, Tom, how did you get started in this crazy little world we call the automotive industry?
Yeah, so my family started in the car business, Jason, in 1925. So I'm actually a third generation car guy. I think I was going to go into the business, but I ended up going in the business. And 30 years later, here I am, 31, 32 years later. So my family owned dealerships, which we sold in 2019. So after we sold the dealerships, that's when I opened my consulting business.
And so, you know, I find in this industry, you know, we're either born into it, we stumble our way into it, or conned into it. Sounds like you were born into the business, huh?
I was conned into it.
You were conned into it. Okay, now let's go a little deeper into that. I want to know how you were conned into the business.
Well, not exactly. I'm kidding, but it wasn't what I thought I was going to do. I had studied actually the professional theater and was working in the professional theater for quite a number of years before I went into the car business. And I did that. I loved that. And then that's the car business is certainly one place that you can use your theater background, right?
Yes, it is. It's definitely one of those places that you got to bring the show. And it's like, this is most definitely the show. Well, you know, that is a cool story. To go from theater to automotive, that's interesting. But hey, no one wakes up one day going, I want to be an automotive. So but it's cool. You know, we come to automotive with so many different backgrounds. I've said this now in a few other podcasts, but it's so true. It's really the island of misfit toys. Yes. That is what the automotive industry is. And, you know, we all come from different backgrounds and different baggages and different talents. And it's just somehow it all works.
But it's really cool because there are so many, you know, various departments, right? You've got the parts department and the service department and the body shop, and some companies have in-house leasing companies and buy here, pay here companies. So you need collectors and you need accountants and you need risk managers and you need, of course, all the sales people, right? You need salesmen and sales managers and general sales managers and general managers. And everybody has a different perspective, and everybody's got a different job. And each of those jobs takes a different kind of tooling, if you will, that's necessary. I mean, for example, I sold parts door to door to garages and body shops for a year. And that's what I did as a part of my working in the dealership and working through, you know, most of the departments. So you just learn how to put people, or good dealers, I should say, learn to put people in the business in places where they can be successful. That's the cool thing about the car business.
It is, and you know, and there's literally a space for absolutely everybody, and that's what I love about the
a big tent. It's got a big tent.
And you know, it's funny, and we were talking a little bit about your upcoming session, and you know, talk about some different personalities. There's yourself, Tom. Then you got George Nenni, you got Troy, you got Dane. And it's like it's funny because I think you and George are very similar. You're analytical, analytical in the way that you speak and you approach things. And then you got Troy and Dane who are amazing and loud and energetic. And, if, something Dane doesn't like, he might body slam them, who knows, but it's just, look, we got everything from, a theater background to a wrestling background. Like, it's so cool. So let's get into a little bit about your session. It's called Ask the Experts. All right. Actionable insights and answers to your most pressing questions. So tell me a little bit why maybe someone should join this particular session.
Sure. So the fun about these sessions is we hope that there'll be a lot of audience participation, and we hope people will bring questions, and all the panel members, which includes guys like Owen Moon is also in the second session. But we can resolve your problems right then and there. If people are willing to say, hey, here's my problem, we'll have we have a tremendous bank of people, Sandy Zaninno and Michael Renaud, and all these people who have expertise in specific areas. And we're going to draw on all their expertise and hopefully be able to solve the participants' problems right there on the spot so that they can go back and talk about actionable intel and actionable solutions. We want to give them the solution to their problem, not a generic solution, but the actual solution to their problem. So we're hoping through these sessions that we'll have plenty of interaction and be able to help people in the way that that will be the most helpful to them.
That's awesome. And you seriously got a powerhouse of people that are going to attend this session. So I can only imagine which direction, from operations to marketing to fix ops to sales to HR to, just everything in between there. I think it's going to be very, very cool. What are maybe a couple things that you hope people kind of take away from the session and go put into action at their dealership?
Yeah, so each of these folks, Lori Foster and Russ Mann and some of these other folks, each of them brings a unique skill set. Lori talking about leadership and Michael being able to talk about sales training and what works. And he's got a new curriculum with Melanie Borden, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it and on how salespeople should be branding themselves. So I hope that they'll be able to take a marketing solution home or be able to take just a plain old solution home, which will fix whatever problem they have. You go to these conferences and you attend these sessions, but generally you come with 2 or 3 things that you want to make sure that you take back with you to do.
I know. I agree. I think it's going to be very, very cool. And it is very, very key that people take this information, make it actionable, and start implementing in it. I will say, Digital Dealer's been going on for a long time. Even before I was a vendor, it was one of those conferences I remember bringing home like a notebook this thick of stuff, and I think anybody out there watching and listening right now, come prepared. Okay, this is not this is not the event. These are not the sessions. These are not the keynotes that you come and just watch and just consume. No, you come prepared to take notes, create action plans, go back to your dealership and get shit done. So
absolutely. I remember the first one that I went to. I think I came back with 45 or 50 different things to do in the in the dealer business center and how to handle internet leads. And that was years ago, obviously, but that's just when video and how to use video to sell a car and making sure you do video walkarounds and all the things that are, a lot of the things that are still fundamental, right? Video walkarounds help sell cars. But that's where I first got the idea is coming down to Digital Dealer many years ago.
No, I know. And it is definitely one of those conferences. Hey, Tom, for everybody out there watching and listening, and would maybe like to connect with you before the event, what's the best way to do so?
Either email Tom K, as in Tom Kline, Tom K at bettervantagepoint.com. Feel free to call me on my cell phone. On my LinkedIn profile, I have a red phone. I do have the red phone, and that's 757-434-7656. So feel free to reach out either way.
Awesome. I love how available you make yourself, Tom. You're so awesome at that. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to jam with me today. This has been a lot of fun. You have yourself an amazing day.
Thanks. Look forward to seeing you there.